Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be my second video. I wasn't quite sure what to do, which is bad because I've only done one video and like I've already run out of ideas. No. Okay. So I tried to record this video once already, and it was 15 minutes long, and I just don't think you people want to sit through 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try to make this video shorter, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have to do it in 2 parts, which is fine. And also thank you for 7 subscribers. Which is actually more than what I thought was going to be. But yeah, because I've only done one video, and it's like, yeah. Anyways, so, serious. So today I wanted to talk about something else that causes a lot of stress for students and young people in general. And I think it comes up because young people are still developing their brains. I mean, we know that psychologically. And so we often run into behavior issues with our friends. And we might not even realize it, because when we're in a relationship, a friend relationship, and we like the person and we're friends with them, and it works with romantic relationships as well, we kind of block out bad behavior that might be happening. This happens a lot, and this is why if you're in a relationship and your friends just absolutely hate your boyfriend or whoever, it's probably because they're looking at it differently than you are, and they notice all the little things that are, questionable. Anyways, so this is like how to basically notice and deal with a toxic or unsupportive friend, and how to notice their behavior. So I made a list, my favorite thing, lists, and if you watched my last video, you'll know why. Anyways, so number 1 on the list is actually how to notice these behaviors. So what you need to do is you need to take a step back, and kind of look at this person, whoever the friend is, kind of as if you didn't know them, or if you were meeting them for the first time, and you're kind of noticing all of their little behaviors and things that they do. So some of the behaviors that you want to look out for are avoidance, if they use you, if they belittle you, if they undermine you, and if they're just generally is the word I'm looking for, careless about your feelings. And when you put these through your head, when you think about them, you're like, yeah, that's pretty obvious, that these behaviors are toxic and bad. But sometimes, again, you don't notice them. So what do I mean with these terms? Avoidant. Does your friend talk to you one day and make it known that they're your best friend one day, but then the next day they don't talk to you. They talk to somebody else all day. And then so they kind of go back and forth. What is usage? Usage is this, person, do they only hang out with you when it's your house? Do they only go somewhere when you're driving? Things like that. Are they only going to go out to eat when you're paying? When they use you for things? Oh my god, we're already at 5 minutes. Okay, so belittlement is like, do they not really care about your feelings? But it's different than careless. It's like they don't actually take what you feel seriously. So if you bring up a problem to them about somebody else or about their life, they just don't really care. They just they don't treat it like it is, as serious as it is. Undermining. Do they undermine you? Do you tell them something and then they go and tell somebody else? Something like that. It's like that those kind of behaviors. Carelessness. Do they even bother with making plans? Are you the first person to talk? To text? Are you the first person to make plans every time? I think this happens a lot, and it's happened to me too. So once you notice this, you need to address the behavior, of course, because nothing will change if you don't make it change. So you need to sit down and talk. You do not need to talk over the phone, text, phone call. Because what you kind of want to do, in a way, is you want to see their reaction to what you're saying. If it is a true friend, they will take what you're saying and they'll take it and they'll feel empathetic for your feelings, and you'll be able to notice that with their facial expressions and the way they act. And so it's easier to kind of see how somebody is when you're actually in front of them. You need to come up with what you're going to say before. When you get there and you're talking and you might be nervous, because sometimes it's hard to bring up how you feel, and I understand that. When you know what you're going to say already, it's easier. When it's like a script, kind of. Make sure you don't forget anything as well. And the third thing is, when you're addressing this behavior, you need to be confident. You need to be strong, because maybe they'll sit there and they'll say, no, you're wrong, and it's not really like that, and whatever. And you have to say, but this is how I feel, and this is the impression that I'm getting. You need to be strong. You need to not bend for their behavior or be manipulated. And then the third thing is to wait. See if their behavior changes. Does it get worse? Does it get better? Does nothing change at all? I mean, really the only right answer is that things get better. If things get worse, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If things don't change, then it reinforces their bad behavior even more. Okay? Because then they don't really care about what you say or your feelings. If this friend that you have is a true friend, then they'll take a step back and they'll see what they're doing wrong, and they'll change their behavior. Now, really, you don't know what's going on in somebody's life, something that they're not telling you. So you shouldn't be so quick to judge. You can maintain your feelings about them being, unsupportive, but sometimes they're acting that way because something deeper is going on, okay? Maybe the friendship between you, or maybe just something completely unrelated. And so sometimes that's what's happening, and it's unfortunate, and it's not fair to both people. So it's a complicated situation. I understand that. But if nothing changes within a good amount of time, a month, let's say, then you need to reevaluate the friendship. Bring it up again, maybe. Talk about it again. Ask if something's going on. Maybe it's something they're not telling you. If it was me who was being the toxic friend, the unsupportive friend, and I had something going on that was making me feel this way and making me not be a very good friend. And I didn't want to disclose what it actually was. I would say, hey, I'm sorry that I'm acting like this now. Something is going on, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm sorry. And I think that's why I've been acting like that. That's just how I would say it. So empathy is a big role here with the other person. But if they lack empathy, then you need to reevaluate your friendship. And I think the next video I make will be about how to let go of this friend. How to, disconnect. And it doesn't always mean that you have to stop being friends. But it means that you need to step back, you need to change your focus to somebody else. Somebody that you might be neglecting because you're friends with this person. And then you'll find out that the other person you could be friends with is a much better friend than the friend you had. So anyway, it's a complicated situation. So yeah, that's it. That's my video. I hope it helps. Extremely stressful time if you're going through something like that. But once you do this and you release the stress and you solve the issue, then it'll positively affect everything else that's going on. Your studies, your grades, relationships with your family. It affects everything. And so, these are the kind of topics that I'm talking about, is that the topics that affect your school life, your grades, your stress, things like that. Mental health really is the umbrella. So, yeah, that's it. 12 minutes. Oh my god. Anyways, this would be fun to edit. Yeah. Hopefully I can make better quality videos in the future, because I'm filming this on my phone. And I'm using a lamp as a light. And yeah, so I want a microphone and I want a camera maybe. But yeah, especially if I have to do this for 2 years. Happy, yay! Anyways, yeah, so I hope this helped. I'm sorry that you're in this situation. I've been in this situation before. Really, I have many times actually. But yeah, it gets better. Everybody says that it gets better. It does. Yeah, it takes time, but it does. It gets better. Anyways, that's it. I hope that you watched this whole thing. If you didn't, I don't blame you. Anyways, thank you for watching.